don't know what's going on. It's weird.
That simple. And there's no mystery here. Everybody sits around. What can I do? How can we get our country back? You gotta vote. You gotta register. You gotta make sure you're registered to vote. You've got to chase the vote. In this country, you gotta chase the ballot. The great Charlie Kirk says that all the time. And nobody's better at that than Charlie. We're going to visit with him a little bit later this hour. He's got a new book out. He's a really inspiring person. I got to go to his big event in Detroit this past weekend, and I'm looking forward to chatting with Charlie Kirk a little bit later this hour. But give me your reaction to all of this. 1-800-655-MIKE. It's Friday. We want to open up our phone lines. And incidentally, our new technique, which is leading to a lot more calls, seems to be working. But Friday, this hour, is always tough for us with phone calls. I think I know why, but that doesn't matter. I want to see my phone lines light up with your calls in the Relief Factor Studios. 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453, and I want you to tell me what you think of the Fox News poll and how the world is reacting to it. Feel free to weigh in on Trump posting his support for the Ten Commandments. Over at MBytes, you know how they characterized it? Here's their headline. Trump gets behind forced religion in late-night rant. Forced religion? The Ten Commandments? Are you kidding me? This is what we're up against. Are we ready for the fight? It's Friday, June the 21st. Welcome into the Mike Gallagher Show. Coming up, I want to see all phone lines lighted up. I want your voice front and center. 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. I hope you join us.
Government debt is now exploding by an unprecedented $1 trillion every 90 days. Think of that. It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning out of control, and it's putting the savings of every one of you at risk. Hello, I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst and best-selling author and evangelical leader. I'm deeply concerned about the impact this runaway debt is going to have on Christians like you who have worked hard to build your own nest egg for your family. To protect your financial future in these uncertain times, you need to diversify with some tangible improvement, like physical gold. That's why I recommend Gold IRA. To learn more, text thinking to number 98. First Gold Group will rush you a free info kit on how to move your IRA or 401k to physical precious metals, tax and penalty-free. So don't wait. Just text the word faith to 989898 to get your free info kit on Gold IRA. First Gold Group is the only company I trust. There's no obligation. So text faith to 989898. I pray this information helps you achieve prosperity.
The new groundbreaking documentary, The War on Truth, unveils the facts about January 6th. They said it was a violent insurrection against the United States by a group of angry French MAGA supporters. But what if it wasn't?
So it's paid to pretend to protest.
It's not protest. It's insurrection. Everybody that was on the ground on this, police officers and demonstrators alike, were all set up.
Law enforcement have been weaponized.
We got this mystery story that we're some kind of domestic terrorist group.
For 3 years, the federal government has waged a war on truth.
On May 17th, the truth fights back.
Don't miss The War on Truth, available now. See the truth for yourself. Watch it today. Go to salemnow.com. Salemnow.com. Are you looking for a way to preserve our look no further than the blueprints of Liberty Brick. Each brick you purchase helps build Liberty Village, a family destination where youth and families will encounter history like never before. You'll feel a sense of pride and belonging when you see your name engraved on a brick in Liberty Village. The blueprints of Liberty Brick is a way to leave your mark on the future while preserving our nation's rich heritage. Liberty Village will impact hundreds of thousands of visitors, capturing the lives, moments, and stories of the today to order your Blueprints of Liberty brick and learn more about this monumental project.
Mike Gallagher.
Let's see, if something costs less, people are happier with it. That sounds like something to look into, and that is Medishare. Looking for switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. It's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for Medishare is double. Health insurance plan, double. Medishare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton, make it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed, part of the gig economy, and you just want a plan you're happy with, call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. See what you can save. It's very, very important to do that. Here's the number. 844-94-BIBLE. That's 844-94-BIBLE. 844-94-BIBLE.
Hi, everyone. You can get free tax debt that was not your fault. Listen up. Call now and find out if you have been paid and how much is potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790. I'm here with spokesman John Wood. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and thinks you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. We'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Health Center may not be available in all states.
Are you looking for a meaningful way to preserve our nation's history? Consider purchasing a Blueprints of Liberty brick. Each purchase helps to build Liberty Village. By sponsoring a brick, you become a part of the Blueprints of Liberty Village, a unique destination that brings our founding history to life. This family-friendly location will provide an opportunity for youth and visitors to encounter history like never before. Visit UnitedWePledge.org to order your Blueprints of Liberty brick today.
Mike Gallagher.
Look at that. Full lines on a Friday. I love it. See, that little technique, and nobody's figured it out yet. Well, somebody did.
Stop.
One listener in Texas figured it out and texted me. You know what we did to ensure our loaded phone lines that I love. So, good news, we got full lines again, like the good old days. And it was a little tweak we did to the way we deliver the Mike Gallagher show to you. And I'm a little surprised that more people haven't figured it out. I did send out a free My Pillow to the guy in Texas who figured it out this week. But hey, if you think you figured it out, I may respond to you. 800-655-6453 is the My Pillow text line. Brought to you, of course, by My Pillow, and today's the final day for the queen and king size premium My Pillow for $19.98 when you enter the promo code Mike G. This is a pillow that's normally $69.98. $69.98. You're going to get it for $19.98. Mike lost his mind. We got one more day. Today's the last day. This special price ends after today. MyPillow.com. Go to MyPillow.com. Promo code Mike G. MyPillow.com. Promo code Mike G. Or call 800-928-6034. 800-928-6034. Promo code Mike G. Tom's in Dayton, Ohio. We'll start with you. Tom, let's talk about faith, politics, and the 2024 election. What do you think?
How are you, Mike?
I'm good. How are you?
I just say I'm fantastic. It's a Friday. I just wanted to say I appreciate you bringing up the fact that faith needs to be incorporated in our lives, in our schools. I think the removal of this, Mike, has shown the direction in the last 4 years our country has taken, and it's a shame. It really is.
And we've got to be willing to do something about it. The problem that I'm seeing and I don't want to keep picking on my buddy Mark, but we do this navel gazing and we debate, well, you know, is it a religion cram down? Are we just trying to own the libs? No, we're trying to remind the world, the country, why religion is so important. Starting with Madeline Murray O'Hare successfully, stripping and suing and stripping prayer from our schools, we've gone downhill ever since. Nobody disagrees with that, Tom.
No, I absolutely, Mike. And you know what? The removal of this, look at our founding fathers. What was important in their lives? Religion.
Exactly. God, faith.
And God, yes, sir, absolutely. And I don't put that on anybody, but I just think that it should be something that we're allowed to incorporate and not be in fear of it. It just seems like it has been that way. And it really is.
I'm with you. Thanks, Tom. Great call. 1-800-655-5. Keely in Michigan. Hi, Keely. How are you?
Mike, as a faithful Catholic, and I think America's become a godless, horrible society, I totally believe in the Ten Commandments. However, I think that by Trump coming out with, and this all coming out now, it's one more thing that they're going to accuse him of being a dictator, trying to push this on everybody. And I can see all kinds of lawsuits from the Muslims and the atheists who want their stuff in each school. And one last thing, and I'll let you respond.
Sure.
In Michigan, there's one commercial after another for Biden and none for Trump. And all these older people here are saying to me, oh, I'm just scared of what Trump's going to do. I'm voting for Biden. So where are the ads?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me respond. First of all, older people should remember, everybody ought to remember 2016 to 2020. How much better this country was. He's already been president. That's what's so funny to me is when people act like they're not sure of what another Trump presidency will be like after we had 4 years of a Trump presidency, record low unemployment, historic economic numbers, a secure border, no world wars. I mean, my gosh, it's so silly to even...
I agree, but when they're inundated with these ads about Biden saying that Trump's a dictator and he's going to do all this stuff and I did this and I did that, he's going to take away your...
I know. Well, it's up to the Trump campaign to spend the money, and thankfully they are. In fact, I was reading from the New York Times. Timothy Mellon, who's a very reclusive billionaire, he's been a major donor to RFK. This is among one of the most single largest gifts ever disclosed. After Trump was convicted in that kangaroo court in New York, Mellon donated $50 million to the pro-Trump super PAC, and then immediately the super PAC, Make America Great Again, said that they would start reserving and allocating $100 million in new advertising through Labor Day. So to your point, of course, both campaigns are going to spend a lot of money, and Trump needs to be everywhere as well. Let's go back to your first point. I understand what you're concerned about, but if we play the game, well, we're worried about Trump infuriating or alienating the left. It won't matter, Keely. You started by saying we're a godless nation. And so here's a state that says, here's a way to maybe we can fix it. How about we put the Ten Commandments up in our schools? Why would anybody who agrees that we're a godless nation object to that?
I know, but there's a lot of people that are godless, so they would object.
Well, let's win them over. How about let's introduce them to God? How about let's do what the Bible commands us to do? Let's not give up on them. And let's not give up on the country. Let's not give up on America. Again, Keely, you're a sweet lady, and I'm not trying to be difficult with you. Mark is a dear friend of mine. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm sure the texter here from St. Pete who just texted me, I'm sorry, Mike, you are wrong on this. I'm a Christian. I'm very religious. It should not be in public schools. It's wrong. The Ten Commandments? Oh, okay. All right. Well, and neither should the Pledge of Allegiance, right? You're glad that got removed because don't forget there's that pesky one nation under God, right? Take that out of the public schools as well. And when you go to court someday and you got to put your hand on a Bible and swear to tell the whole truth, so help me God, that offends you as well as a deeply religious Christian, huh? We just can't cherry pick this. We got to start somewhere. And I absolutely applaud Louisiana and the Governor Landry for signing this legislation. And I trust other states are going to follow suit. Hey, South Carolina, are you listening? Texas? Alabama? Who's next? One open line, 800-655-MIKE, the great Charlie Kirk, and more coming up on The Mike Gallagher Show.
Don't miss the podcasts that matter. Now on the Salem Podcast Network. Dinesh D'Souza.
This is a game in which the conclusion comes first, and then you look for data, and then if the data is, quote, disappointing, you start fiddling with the data. You can often claim that the data says something that it doesn't really say. Why? Because the ordinary person never checks. The whole house.
We have these agencies, FBI, CIA, maybe 20 years ago, I thought, oh, maybe they picked up on something, they got some intel, and they're trying to help us, but I no longer believe that very much at all.
And Jenna Ellen.
We need to be better prepared to understand what it is that the left is doing with their arguments so that we can be better prepared to answer these things and to have definitions that matter.
Subscribe today for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com. Mike Gallagher. The new groundbreaking documentary.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's lots of things you can try. You know, tough it out. Bite the bullet. Grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people. Relief Factor. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free, a daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that address the inflammation where it starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time, it helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try a Relief Factor instead. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to, including in-home aid, telephone appointments with your doctor, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available, and it's a free call to enroll. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare Benefits line now. It's easy. Call 800-316-3280. 800-316-3280. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aid, and telemedicine. Sometimes they have a $0 monthly premium or zero copay for big benefits. All Medicare Benefits plans are like the new plan of 316-3280. 800-316-3280. If you're between 50 and 85 years of age, stay tuned for this very important message. The average funeral is at least over $10,000 to $15,000. Is your family prepared to handle the financial burden after you are gone? Did you know that you may qualify for up to $25,000 in final expense life insurance benefits? These state-approved final expense plans will pay a tax-free benefit to your family after you are gone, regardless of your future age or medical condition. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase. Your benefits will never decrease. Don't make the last gift to your family a large funeral. Call 800-496-4779 now to lock in your lowest rate, or get a free quote at Compare National now at 800-496-4779. Prepare for the inevitable and the fact of life. Don't leave your family grieving and worried about paying your debt. Call 800-496-4779. That's 800-496-4779.
Lots of channels, nothing to watch, especially if you're searching for the truth. It's time to interrupt your regularly scheduled programs with something actually worth watching. Salem News Channel. Straightforward, unfiltered, with in-depth insight and analysis from the greatest collection of conservative minds, like Hugh Hewitt, Mike Gallagher, Sebastian Gorka, and more. Find them. Watch 24/7 on SNC.TV and on Local Now, Channel 525.
With SRN News, I'm Ron Taylor. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said today the current phase of fighting against Hamas in Gaza is winding down. He says that could set the stage for Israel to send more troops to its northern border to confront the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. Millions of Americans went through yet another scorching day while floodwaters forced evacuations in parts of the Midwest, including a town in Iowa whose own water level gauge was submerged. One person was killed during flooding in South Dakota. Donald Trump has narrowed his vice presidential shortlist to a handful of contenders as he prepares to announce his pick in the days before or perhaps at next month's Republican National Convention. The reporter yesterday who made his decision, that person will be in attendance Thursday night in Atlanta. 6 people protesting climate change came out of the crowd and stormed the 18th green while the leaders were lining up their votes. The final hole of regulation of the Travelers Championship today, delaying the finish for about 5 minutes. This is SRN News.
Streaming now on iHeart.com and the Odyssey app. The Answer. Portions of our programming to be pre-recorded.
The Mike Gallagher Show.
You know, when we agreed to do the fundraiser for President Trump, the goal was just to raise $5 million, and we weren't even sure we could do that because, as you well know, Silicon Valley is pretty much a liberal bastion, so we ended up raising $12 million. We had over 100 people there, and it really was a total love fest.
In the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike.
I say this too often, but I just want to take a moment to share some personal feelings about what we do here every day, what I do, our interaction with you. Last night we had this glorious event in Orlando, and you know, they offered to put me up in Orlando and do the show today from the Salem Orlando studios. And I like being in my own bed. I got a ton of travel coming up. In fact, I'm going today to fun travel. I'm going to spend the weekend in South Carolina with some friends, my friends on the lake. Then we're going to Atlanta for the debate, and don't forget, that is coming up Thursday night. And if you want to join us in person, you can be there in person for the big debate watch party. Where's my sheet, Tracy? Where'd it go? Lost my sheet. I think it's AM920theanswer.com. Somebody fact check me because the tickets are going very fast. There's a limited amount of seats. We're going to have a debate viewing party. Seb Gorka, Hugh Hewitt, and I will be your hosts. We're going to have a couple of hours of the pre-debate show. Then, of course, the debate will take place. And then I'll be anchoring post-debate coverage as well. And so we've got the Atlanta trip coming up next week. Then we're going on to the cruise, the Patriots Alaska cruise, and I just thought Orlando to Tampa is about 2 hours, hour and 45, and at 9 o'clock at night it's not too bad. So I was in bed by midnight. It was fine, and but I had a lot of time to think as I was driving home from Orlando late last night, and I honestly just get profoundly and humbly grateful. I am so thankful that I get to do this for a living. I met people last night who were so loving and kind. We had a VIP meet and greet before the event. There was a gentleman there celebrating his birthday, and he and his wife were so lovely, and they shared with me that they immediately became members of our Truth Warriors effort to support Salem Media and this show and become a Truth Warrior. And I was so touched by that. His wife, both he and his wife were so wonderful, and when their face lights up, when you meet people who take part in this show every day, and you see these huge grins on their face, and you see this wonderful embrace of what we do here, I drove home thinking, who has it better than we do? I mean, I'm so blessed and so fortunate and so lucky